Welcome, everyone. This is the Auburn School Committee meeting for September 20th, 2023. If we could all stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, with indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Every time.
All right.
The vision of the Auburn Public Schools is to educate and prepare students for the opportunities and challenges of a changing world. We will create, maintain, and support an environment that fosters a sense of belonging for all students in our schools, respecting race, color, sex, religion, national origin, sexual orientation, gender identity, homelessness, poverty, spoken language, and ability.
Okay, thank you. Do we have citizen comments tonight? I don't believe so. Nope. So we will move on to special recognitions.
None tonight, Madam
None?
Chair. Nope.
Okay, and it looks like we don't have minutes to approve, so get rid of that. We do have our student rep back, so I'll turn it over to you, Bella. Welcome back.
Thank you. It's good to be back. So, although it's only been like a month of school, I'll look back on what's already happened. So the senior class has already had a field trip this year to Apex, and that was super fun. I've never been there before, but I know it's super popular with my brother and his friends. So I enjoyed that one. The class officers have been elected, I think specifically for the freshman class. Every other class has already had them elected. And student council positions have been filled. The posters are still all up in the hallways. And the junior class has been holding a fundraiser, selling donuts to raise money for class activities. Clubs have started back up again, which I love. I swear Mr. Kennard runs 80% of them. He runs 3 out of the 4 clubs that I'm in, and the other one is math team. So he must sleep at the school. In the same vein, fall sports are in full swing. The turnouts for the games have been pretty good so far. I've been to some of the football games. Spirit's good. Speaking of sports, homecoming is approaching. The football game will be the night of Friday the 29th, and the field hockey and soccer teams will have games running all day on Saturday the 30th, and then the homecoming dance is the night of the 30th. Tickets will be on sale starting this coming Monday. You can buy them at lunch or at the door. It is a little bit more if you buy them at the door, and some of the proceeds go to the senior class. And the theme days for homecoming week have just been released. Monday is Jersey Day. Tuesday is Soccer Mom versus Barbecue Dad Day. Wednesday is Barbie, because on Wednesdays we wear pink. Thursday is Circle of Life, which is you dress your age. So if you're a freshman, you're supposed to be dressing as a baby. If you're a senior, you're dressing as a senior citizen. I'm not really sure what happens in the middle, so don't ask me that. And Friday is Auburn Spirit Day.
Nice.
So that's very exciting.
Wow, a lot going on already.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That sounds great. What clubs are you in besides the math club?
So this year I do yearbook club, photography club, and NHS.
Nice.
And Mr. Kennard runs all 3 of those.
Wow.
And then varsity math team, that's Mr. Young. It's super cool. No, it's actually a lot of fun. I hate to say it, it's a lot of fun.
I'm still traumatized from the math sheet that you guys gave us, that someone gave us last time.
Yeah,
Oh, I
remember, yes.
traumatized.
That wouldn't be my club of choice for sure, but
Through the
happy
chair,
for
it's
you.
September 29th, right?
Yes.
For homecoming? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
How are your classes, Bella?
Pretty good. I have a pretty loaded schedule this year, so most of it's going to stay the same the whole year. But I have one elective. I have art, finally.
Oh, good.
My favorite has to be, they're running Spanish 5 this year instead of AP Spanish, so it's still 3 trimesters, but the test is optional. And it's taught by Mr. Creamer, and he's amazing. I've learned so much so far. It's got to be my favorite class.
Oh, that's great.
That's great.
Through the chair, I had Mr. Creamer his first year
Really?
in Spanish. Yep.
He's so good.
Yeah. He is very good. I
He's hilarious.
wasn't great at Spanish, but he was very good.
Sounds like a great start to the year.
It is. I'm very excited.
Awesome.
That's awesome. Thank
Great.
you. Enjoy.
Thank
so
you.
much.
I'm trying to.
That's great.
Awesome. Well, thank you for that report. That was fabulous, as usual. And do we have another person that we'll be adding as well? Or okay.
Molly Hilditch.
Okay.
I do know her and I are actually friends. She does play soccer in the fall, though. She's really good. So her schedule is tight, but as soon as soccer season's over, she'll be here with me.
Great. Yeah,
Excellent.
I know
Awesome.
Molly too. That's great. Awesome. All right. Well, we'll look forward to having her as well. Okay, so I'll turn it over to you, Dr. Chamberlain, for the superintendent's report.
I'm so sorry.
Oh.
I just thought of this.
Yes.
Can I ask one little question?
Yes, of course.
The donut fundraiser, do you know how people can get those ordered? Off the top of your head?
you have to go see the junior class advisor.
Okay.
Which I believe is Mr. Bonaccio. Don't quote me on that, but there's posters. It is Mr. Bonaccio. There's posters of
Okay.
around the school. I think you can buy them individually or as a dozen, but the students will have to request them.
And it's the Krispy Kreme, right?
Yep,
Yeah,
$13
okay.
a dozen.
Perfect. All right.
Okay,
Thank you.
$13. And how long does that go for? Do you know?
I'm not sure.
Okay.
Till Friday.
Oh, boy.
You can order and then they come in on the 29th.
And I
Okay.
think you can buy them during homecoming too.
Excellent.
Okay, great. Awesome.
Thank you. Sorry about that.
That's all right. No problem.
Important stuff.
It is. It's gotta get you donuts.
Like, very
important. Okay, anyone else have questions or anything? Sorry.
My question's been answered. We're good.
Yes, all
We're
right.
home, we can all leave now.
Thank
All
you,
right.
Bella.
Take it away, Dr. Chamberlain.
Thank you, Madam Chair. So the first item on the agenda this evening relates to an upgrade of doors and windows at various school buildings. So as you know, we have a district-wide safety team, and we have school-based safety teams at each building. These are in coordination with the police and fire department. And so we continue to look for ways to improve. And so we are looking to request funding from the town in the amount of $95,800 for the installation and upgrades of doors and windows at various school buildings to improve the security. We're seeking your approval and support of this request, and what will happen then is Mr. Kazanovich will place a warrant article for the fall town meeting. So he is well aware of my request for your approval of this. It will upgrade some of the main exterior doors as well as some of our lower windows in some of the buildings.
Fantastic.
Okay, great.
Do the lower, sorry, through the chair, does the lower windows, do they need to be like a certain type, like tempered or like non-breakable or?
Yeah, no, so they don't, so you think of a bank, right, like that kind, you can't even touch that financially wise. It's not affordable. So this is another option that Mr. Fahey has explored with a coating
Oh, good.
that will assist with that.
Yeah, it's like millions of dollars cheaper or something crazy.
Dollars. Like,
Yeah.
the money is crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy money.
I was just curious if they have to be like code-wise, if they have to be like a certain,
No, not according to the code, no. We're just looking to upgrade some of the things that we know could be spots that could be trouble, so, again, this is collaboration with the whole safety team and recommendations of that.
All right, any more questions or comments? Okay, I'll seek a motion to approve.
I will happily make a motion to approve the school department's request for $95,800 from town funds for the installation upgrades of doors and windows at various school buildings throughout the district in an effort to improve the security of our students and faculty.
I will happily second.
Okay, all those happily in favor?
Aye.
Aye, okay.
And thank you to Town Manager Kazanovich for his support, and Mrs. Vecchio.
Great.
All right, so next up, as you know, last spring in 2023, Brianne Pulver became the new Director of Food Services for the Auburn Public Schools. It seems like it's been longer than that. She's fit herself right in. She comes to us with extensive experience in food service, and tonight we're just going to have her introduce herself and share a little bit about what she's been working on since she's been with us.
Okay, so am I supposed to stand here?
Yes, you are.
Yes, perfect. All right. Hello, everybody. Thank you for your introductions before the camera started rolling. Again, my name is Brianne Pulver. I did start in March. It does feel like home here. I kind of just rolled into it. So I've spent my entire career working and studying school meals, and I have a degree in culinary nutrition, bachelor's in culinary arts, and minor in child psychology. I just finished my master's degree in leadership studies from Roger Williams University in July. And I have been a food service director since 2019, and I have been in the school lunch field officially since 2015. Auburn has been my dream district. I applied for many jobs here, and I am very excited that this is the one that I landed. So that's a little bit about me. What I have that's new and exciting about the program is that we were awarded $21,281 to purchase local foods for school. The program is used to strengthen local food systems and ensure that all children across the Commonwealth have high-quality local foods at school. This includes meat, produce, milk, and other dairy products. The vendors that we've used for September thus far are Breezeland Orchard, Gorelick Milk, and Gibson Farm Dairy. So that's what we've done thus far. So every month I have to report to the state how much money we've spent and what vendors we are using, and then they deduct from that $21,000. We are looking into local meat providers to hopefully do stew when the weather gets a little colder, getting some ground meats and poultry that will cook raw here in the district at all grade levels. So that's kind of where we're going with it. We have done a really good job here working with local produce, but I really want to kind of push into the meat department of this grant. With Universal Free Meals in Massachusetts, we have increased our staff. We've welcomed 4 members that are part of the Auburn Public School community, and we have also welcomed a new assistant director. So we have a very new and happy staff. It's nice to kind of feel at home, and the staff have been wonderful starting school and great with the transition with so many new people. We are a little bit about the meals. We're offering hot breakfast at most of the schools. We have one school that does a grab-and-go breakfast that it's just not feasible for us to provide a hot meal to keep it warm and tasty for the kids. So our goal is to expand the breakfast offerings and remind students of the meal pattern and how they can be savvy when choosing their breakfast or lunch to utilize the full potential of the program, not just reminding them, hey, please take a fruit or a vegetable. We have set up 2 scratch main entrees a week district-wide. At Auburn High School, we have a fully stocked salad bar where students can build their own entree salads or take a side salad if they choose. And we also have composed like pasta salads and grain salads as well being offered there in the salad bar. And we are offering entree salads every day at Auburn Middle School, and then we're going to start at Swanson Intermediate in October. This year, my goals are to spend the year studying what the kids here at Auburn Public Schools are looking for in their meal choices. And I have been working with the principal at the high school to create an advisory group. The idea was to call it Food for Thought Club. And we are going to meet regularly and discuss menu options, cooking practices. I'm working on setting up some vendor food shows for the students and take this opportunity to teach some kids about the regulations for the National School Lunch and Breakfast program here at Auburn Public Schools. And this year, I am working with Mr. Fahey to rehab the kitchen at Bryn Mawr during the summer months and really hone down on conducting routine maintenance on all of the equipment. So part of that is we are collecting an asset log of all of the equipment that is in the district and all of the cafeterias, so then that way we can move forward with purchasing new equipment or figuring out what to do with excess equipment and just utilizing it better. So those are some of the things that I am working on and we have going on.
Amazing.
Yeah, I am so excited. So yeah, I think it's gonna be fun. We're keeping things light and airy and seeing what the kids like. I've gotten actually more feedback this month than I did for my like 3 months that I was here prior to the end of school year. So I think the staff is really excited to get on with doing some new stuff, and the kids seem just as excited. Our meal counts are about the same as they were when we left school in June. So that's what I have to report. I don't want to waste any more of your time.
Not a waste at all. It was a great report.
So is there any questions that you have for me regarding any of the things that I said or comments, concerns?
Brooke, you look like
I-
you're
I'm-
ready to.
I'm blown away. I have to fully admit, I really am. This is absolutely amazing. Everything that you're starting and you're doing, and I love that you're taking the students into consideration.
Yeah.
And the grants, the fact that you're thinking local, I think it's all fabulous. Good for
Yeah,
you. Awesome.
Thank you. We're trying our best.
I hope to hear more as the year goes, because this was fantastic.
Perfect. Yeah. So if you come up with anything, just shoot me an email. If you know any local vendors that we could use, the way the grant's written, it's very flexible. So as long as you grow something and it can be sold, they can be used as a vendor.
Awesome.
Through the chair, I know that starting towards the end of the year, my kids stopped asking me for lunch and they started eating school lunch. So I'm very happy
Yes.
because now I don't have to make lunch anymore.
I know, and I just want to put that out there that the meals are free, so a student can take one breakfast and one lunch, and we didn't change the price for meals if they choose to take a second lunch or breakfast for that matter. And I really want to spend some time encouraging them to utilize the meal pattern because I'm finding that they're just taking a sandwich and they take a fruit or a vegetable just because they have to. Because even our friends that are bringing food from home, they can take a milk, a fruit, and a vegetable just to round out their meal that they've taken. So that's considered a reimbursable meal, and we've been working at the elementary schools to kind of remind them of that when they're coming through the line with their lunch boxes. So if parents don't want to, if the students are more interested in their main entree coming from home, they can always get their fruits and vegetables and milk here in the district for free, which is really nice. Because those are the expensive things at home. So that's what we got going on.
Well, that's great. That's good to know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah, I did not know that.
And through the chair, just to put a bug in your ear for further down the road, but I know that a lot of kids do after-school care.
Yeah.
And maybe trying to figure out a way to build into that program as well, because I know my kids come home at 5 o'clock and they want to eat me out of house and home.
Yeah, exactly. I actually talked to Christina Weber from the Department of Ed about an after-school snack program for other reasons, but it is something that we're eligible for. We just have to figure out which program is going to be the best fit for the district.
It would be a great idea, because I know my kids, giving them a bag of Cheez-Its is just not enough at 3
Yeah,
o'clock. They're hungry.
So we can definitely work on that. I'm really happy that you brought that up, Sam.
The only other thing I want to say, which she didn't talk about, was all the hiring that she's done. And the promoting of staff who had been here with us for some time to give them more responsible positions that they were well-equipped to take.
Yeah.
And I think that's contributed to the creation of a department, as she describes, as a happy one.
Yeah.
I think some of the changes and the additions have been great. So hiring is almost a full-time job these days with trying to get people to come in, as everybody knows. But Brianne's done a great job with that, so I just want to say thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Great job.
Yeah, great report.
Great job.
I have one question. The $21,000 grant, does that renew every year?
Yes and no. So, yes, it has the potential of renewing, but it hasn't been decided. So this was a federal grant that the state of Massachusetts had applied for, and if they're awarded it year over year from a federal level, then yes, we will continue to have the funding. And it's based off of meals served too. So the more meals we serve, the more money we get to kind of put back into the program. So I don't know the best way to answer that.
No,
but
that's
yes, so
good,
as
yeah.
long as the state is issued the grant again, then this program will continue. I don't know what we'll see. We'll probably see that in March.
Yeah, okay.
That's when everything comes out for
Yeah,
us.
yeah.
We are planning for September and March every year. So that's when we buy all of our food and allocate our vendors and so on and so forth. So that's typically the hot month.
Great, thank you.
Yeah, of course.
And that report was awesome, and I'm very excited. You make me excited about lunch, so.
Entree salads, I might get my kids to eat.
Wow, awesome. Anything else from the committee? No? All righty.
That was fabulous.
Thank you very much for that. So let's see, up next, the food service.
Yep, the collaborative agreement letter.
Yeah.
This is something that we look at each year and we receive from our food service department. We participate in the Massachusetts School Buying Group for the collaborative bidding of our district purchases of food and beverages. All bids have been accepted and awarded by MSBG for FY '24, and there's a letter in your packet that's been presented to you to acknowledge the award recipient companies, and they request your vote of approval and acceptance. And this is again through MGL Chapter 30B, and to meet additional USDA nutrition program requirements for procurement.
Okay. Wow, that's a lot of work. So is it you that goes through and
Well,
decides?
sort of.
go back up.
have to go through like the legwork.
Okay, yeah.
I sat too soon. Yes, I have to allocate how much we are going to use back in March again. And then, we get awarded the vendors, and then, I have to go through and set everybody all up. So, most of the vendors that I have listed under the Mass School Buying Group were procured by the Mass School Buying Group. And then the ones that are listed underneath there, they're ones that I do individual requests for quotes that I procure for the district as local alternative vendors, just in case. I always like to have a backup if we
Yeah.
can't get food.
Yeah. Awesome. All right. Great. Thank you for that. Any questions? Okay, I'll seek a motion to approve.
Make a motion to approve the MSBG bid for district purchases of food and beverage for the 2023-2024 school year.
I'll second.
Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. It is a vote. And thank you so much for all you do. It really is a big job. You seem to be taking over nicely, so.
Yes.
All
All
right.
right, and Madam Chairman, ask if we go out of order and skip the next item and move on to special education. This evening, we also, is that okay if we do that?
Oh, that's fine.
Okay.
Yep, yep.
We have Mr. Walton here. He is our Director of Pupil Services. This is his second year with us, and thought this was a good time for him to give you a little bit of an overview of what he's been up to, and how we're looking forward in special education.
Hey, thank you for having me.
Mr. Walton.
So my first update is update plus recruiting. So we have a special education parent advisory council in Auburn. Right now we have 2 parents on the board, and they will be stepping down in November. So if anyone's watching, I'm recruiting parents to join the board. You can reach out to me, myself, or you can reach out to the Auburn. It's auburnmacpac@gmail.com if you would like to join the board. We will also be sending out flyers to all parents of students with disabilities. So we will be sending it out within the next 2 weeks. So hopefully we get some new board members. All right. So what I have done in the last year. So when I first started in my role, one of the things is I wanted to do was keep our students in district as much as possible. Prior to COVID, I noticed an uptick in social and emotional disabilities within the district. After COVID, we all noticed it within district and across the state and across the country. But I started to notice it at the lower levels. Not lower levels, the lower grade levels. So we started a therapeutic classroom at Swanson Road. When I first started it, it was for general education students, but most of our students that are in the program are special education students due to the social emotional learning disabilities. So currently now we have 3 programs within the district. We have one at Swanson Road, the middle school, and the high school. Each program is a little bit different, so I'm just going to run through each program. So at Swiss, we have a special education teacher in the classroom, and we have 2 ABA counselors. Each program has an adjustment. This program has an adjustment counselor attached to it, so the adjustment counselor meets with the students to do their counseling if they need to. We also have a BCBA who consults with the program on Mondays and Thursdays. And she spends most of her time in the classroom, and she helps the students to create behavior and support plans for them in the classroom. Currently, we have 5 students in the classroom, a couple students that come in and out, they're gen ed students, but the 5 students that we have in there currently are special education students with social and emotional learning disabilities. With the ABAs, the way we use them is that the students can go in the gen ed classroom and they can come back to the classroom if they need to. The teacher's always in there, she doesn't leave, so if let's say 2 students go to class and one needs to come back, the ABAs can take one, bring them back, and go back to the classroom to support the other student. Right now, 2 of our students are spending a good portion of their day in the gen ed classroom, and to me that's a big deal for me, because at one point we were having discussions about sending these students out of district. So because we like the program at Swiss, we decided to start one at AMS. Currently in this program, we have a special education teacher, an IA, and a social worker. The social worker in this program is in the classroom. And then we also have the BCBA attached to the program as needed. And when we have 3 students in this program, one of the students, we have a great relationship, and to me, it's like, it gives me goosebumps because she's thriving right now. Last year, I was at the table talking to her parents, ready to send out packets to send out a district. And now she's actually not spending any time in the classroom, in the therapeutic classroom, because she's out in a gen ed classroom. The only time she comes in is to do her check-ins. Like I said, these programs are also created for gen ed students, so if they need to take a break, if they need to talk to a counselor, they can go into this program also. The program at the high school was always there. It was the enterprise program, and I had a hand in it, but I wasn't part of it. I don't know if you guys were a part of the team. It was a team that met in the summer to create the program. So the enterprise was always at the high school, and what it was the students, a group of students that were in the program, they would go to each class. So they would be moving around the building. So they would go to math, it would be math and science at the same time. It was social studies and English at the same time. But then we had 3 other blocks that we had to fill in. And this is where we found that these students were struggling in the gen ed blocks. So this year, Dan and his committee, they came up similar to the programs that we created at AMS and Swiss. There's a special education teacher in the program now. But now the program is located in one classroom. So the gen ed teacher actually comes down to the classroom. So now we have 5 blocks. So we have math, history, science, English, and then now we have a elective, which is art. So in the classroom, you'll have a SPED teacher, general education teacher, and an ABA to support the students. So if they need to leave and go out to the classrooms, that ABA can take them out where we need to go. If they need to go to counseling, they can take them out of their classroom. Right now, that program to me is thriving. I've been there to observe it. The teacher's amazing. She's one of our own. She moved from one special education position to this position, and it's awesome. So overall, we've been able to keep 4 students in district that we were thinking about sending out. So to me, this program, all 3 programs was a plus. So hopefully we can continue this next year. Any questions about the programs?
Just a comment, I guess, it's music to our ears to hear keeping students in district, and that is amazing. And we have great staff here, and we can do everything somewhere else can do. So I think you've tapped into that, which is great.
I'll tell you my story and why I believe in this. So I worked at Crossroads School for Children in Natick, and we had, I think, about 6 Natick students. And I used to always sit there and say, that's over $1 million that they're spending to send them to our school. Why not take the money and create the programs within your school, you know? So I truly believe that. And the students, they have friendships. When you're in a separate school like mine, we had students from all over the state. When they left, parents always say they don't have any friends. They don't have any friends because they don't go to school with their peers. So.
Yeah, right on, definitely.
I just want to give you some update. Oh, one more. So we also created the ISN room at Swanson Road, and I just want to give you an update that program is going very well also.
Yeah, that was in the budget for this last, that came in the budget for this year.
And I just want to give you some updates. Unified Basketball started up. Their first game is next Thursday, and I brought some calendars to share with you guys. This is new. Auburn Middle School has started a Unified Bocce team. Awesome. Starts in a couple of weeks. And the last,
We want to play.
the last update is AMS was just received the National Banner of Recognition from Special Olympics. So I'll just read to you what they received. Congratulations to Auburn Middle School for receiving the National Banner of Recognition from Special Olympics North America. Your school has successfully achieved national standards of excellence in areas of inclusion, advocacy, and respect. The athletes, partners, students, coaches, volunteers, teachers, staff, and administration at Auburn Middle School have played key roles in creating a social climate where everyone feels included and respected for who they are. We are honored to have such a strong and fully inclusive school as yours to be recognized for the hard work and dedication you demonstrate daily to continuously grow and strengthen your program. Your school and leadership team are a model for other schools, and we look forward to new heights you will reach tomorrow and in the years to come. So they're 1 in 22 schools in Massachusetts and 1 in 205 nationwide.
Amazing.
Wow.
That's
Just so the
fantastic.
committee knows, we just found this out since the agenda was done, so my intention is that we'll have some folks from the middle school to come
Yeah,
and talk about
definitely.
that.
Get them in
Yeah,
here.
we just
Yeah.
received it, so,
Great.
but yeah, that's big news.
Awesome.
And the last thing that you, Brianne brought up was, and I think Beth brought up, was hiring. So that's been a huge part of my job.
I can't even tell you.
Every
Like,
day I'm
it is,
interviewing.
whatever he says, it's a total understatement. It's,
And I'm trying to hire staff that, that want to be here and that's going to stay.
yeah. But he's done a great job with it, and he actually shared with me a list from his special education counterparts across the state.
Oh, yeah.
The number of open positions in places, it's frightening. And, we still have a few open, but we are nowhere in the ballpark with so many other places, mainly
We don't have
because
any
of his
professional positions open right now. It's just more of the
support staff.
Support
Like
staff.
we have all our
We have,
teachers.
uh,
Yeah.
professional positions open, a
Yeah.
lot of them.
But there are, plenty of places with lots of openings, but he has really been working very hard to make sure that those positions get filled, and collaborating with the principals to do so that the principals are feeling like it's a fit for their building too. So that's another layer to all that, but he's done a great job with that, and he understates as well his influence on the program at the high school, and on these other ones. It's really been great, and this is when we talked about, last time, about budget priorities, and we talk about some of the positions we want to save. These are the ones we're talking about, because these are the ones we're benefiting from because they're grant funded. So,
Do you sleep at night? Like, do you
Oh.
ever stop?
he says to me every day, I didn't sleep last
Oh
night.
my goodness, I believe it.
When I leave here now, I gotta go to soccer, so.
Oh my gosh.
All the time,
Oh
too.
my
Oh, he's
goodness.
everywhere.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
If I, you don't mind, I just wanted to share real quick. I had the opportunity to sit next to you at graduation, and I just wanted to say that I thought it was fantastic the way you were interacting with the students as they were walking up to get their
Thank you.
diplomas. So
Yeah.
That's the
I
part
wish everyone could
miss.
see. Yeah, I wish people could have seen that because it was really nice to see.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Through the chair, I have a third grader, so he was so excited that his friends from Packagug were able to follow to Swiss, that are usually in the sub-separate classroom, but they've really become peers with
Yep.
them. And so he loves seeing them at recess and specials, and he just is so happy that they're there with them. So I think it was a great move.
Yeah, thank you.
Great.
I'll share the calendars with you.
Yes, please.
Yeah.
To go see Bocce.
I know. So these unified.
High school, I didn't- the
Oh.
have not come out yet.
Oh,
Okay, all right. I was gonna say, can we attach these schedules to your one call every week so everyone knows like when the games are?
Oh,
and-
yeah.
Okay.
Easy.
Cool. Yeah, because I mean, I had no idea there was a basketball game coming up, and
And if you haven't been to one, you have to go.
they're so fun.
Maybe
Are we doing the teachers versus again this year?
They usually do it every year, so I assume they.
Oh, good.
Yeah, that's winter time, right?
Is that
Like-
winter? That was basketball, yeah.
yeah.
Okay,
And
that
then
was,
they might do the spring, because the spring is the AMS, is unified basketball.
oh, okay.
great, awesome. Thank you so much for that report.
Thank you.
You go home.
Yeah, you are free to go, Greg, you can go
And you
too.
can go too. You guys,
job, guys.
Go to soccer.
thank you so much.
Thanks, Greg.
Awesome. Wow, it's great stuff going on.
Awesome people.
Yeah.
Yeah, we really are lucky with the people that we have.
We are.
Really.
I'm gonna tell you, the work that he put in her too, the hiring, I cannot even tell you. It was, last year for him, it was like, that's all he did. I felt like that was all, he's like, well, I'm like, what's on for today? I gotta interview, I gotta interview, I gotta interview, I gotta interview. And I think that's what positioned us in the way that it did, right? I mean, we're not perfect, but everybody's struggling, but when you look comparatively, we are in,
Yeah.
I mean, light years from many districts with where we are for staffing, so, and that's because of their hard work, both of them.
Yeah, and you've built a good team, or they have built a good team.
Yep.
So, yeah, kudos to them.
Climate and culture is very important.
All righty.
All right, so we're gonna jump back a little bit. So as you know, this year, we will be negotiating the AEA contract, which also includes our school nurses. And later this year, we'll be negotiating with the ABA bargaining unit. I've not been contacted by them yet. They have until November to reach out regarding that. School committee members always welcome to join a negotiating team, and I seek your recommendation this evening. There have been times the committee has chosen not to participate, and if that's the will of the committee, I can provide updates throughout the year in executive session. I will say for those districts that continue to have committee members on their negotiating team, often with the teacher's contract, it is often the chair, but that's certainly the will of the committee. So I put it to you to discuss if anyone wishes to serve. We'll be starting fairly soon.
Well, I don't mind filling that role don't all jump up at once here. No. No, it would be an honor to be included in that committee, so.
Then I'll make a motion to appoint Jesse Harrington to serve as the school committee representative on the negotiating teams for the AEA negotiations.
I'll second.
Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
The chair, excuse me, I just want to put on record that I will be recusing myself from all AEA contract negotiations, including executive sessions,
Okay.
due to conflict of interest.
Yeah. All right, thank you. And I'm pretty sure we had discussed before too, we'll update the committee regularly through executive session so that we're all kind of on, other than you, of course, but yeah, on the same page. We all know what's going on, so.
Based on my understanding, I can come in for stuff that is not related to AEA contract negotiations.
Right.
Yep.
Yep.
All right. Okay.
All right, and then in your packet, you're going to find a thank you letter from Packagug Elementary School. Mrs. Stanek shared a thank you letter sent to the grandparents of 2 of our students. They graciously donated their time and money to beautify the front of Packagug by weeding, painting the planters, and planting mums. And we'd like to thank Mr. and Mrs. Robert Post for their generosity.
Oh, nice.
That's great.
That is awesome. It looks great. I was there today. It looks nice.
I'll do a drive-by just to see. Awesome. Thank you to them. All right, we'll move on to the teaching and learning report.
All right,
Mr.
so,
Keller?
thank you. This is my 3rd update of the school year, and you'll notice I keep talking about the summer, as if I'm trying to desperately hang on to that, despite Brianne and her stew agenda trying to push us to the winter.
I know, that was the
But this summer, so actually in the winter, we applied to be part of the Department of Ed's Teaching and Learning, their first Instructional Leadership Institute, and we were accepted into it. So over the summer, we had 5 teachers attend from Swanson Road, the middle school and the high school. So Mary Beth Philbin, Jessica Young, Jen DeMeglio, Paula Reno, and Erin Kane. And I attended the conference, which was at Tufts University. And it was an outstanding program and opportunity for us to come together and have conversations. It was rooted in the Department of Ed talking about their key principle, which was that classroom and school practices will support students to thrive by creating environments where all students have access to equitable opportunities to excel in all content and across all grade levels. All students will feel a sense of belonging, and all students are held to high expectations with targeted support. And so that's essentially what the Institute was about, and we spent 3 days talking about those concepts and what those look like in classrooms, in schools, and then breaking into strands. So I was with the literacy group, which focused on grades 3 through 8, and then we had a K through 5 math team. And so I wanted to provide you with that update, and we're continuing those conversations as we kind of move forward and expand on that work. So it was an exciting 3 days working together. We're in the summer where you have the opportunity to kind of breathe a little bit, and so I want to share that with you.
Oh, that's great. Another example of our staff going above and beyond,
Absolutely.
you know, in their time off. So much appreciated, for sure. And thank you very much. Any questions or comments for Mr. Keller? No? Okay, thank you for that. And it looks like we don't have business and financial report tonight.
No, Mrs. Wisbecki will be back for the next meeting.
Okay, great. All right, and we do need executive session.
Yes.
So who wants to read that motion?
Make a motion to adjourn into executive session to discuss the bargaining position with personnel that could be compromised if discussed in open session. We will not return to open session.
Second.
Okay, roll call vote. Sam?
Here. Yes.
Yes. Brooke?
Yes.
Meg, yes, and myself, yes. All right. Thank you, everyone. Have a good night.
I was like, I'm here.